guys, welcome back to Alamat Haunted Philippines, where we talk about supposedly haunted places in the Philippines. This week, let's talk about a dispensary turned into a museum in a city in Cebu. This place is called Karkar City Museum. Before the Spanish colonization, back in the 1500s, Karkar was known as Cialo or Silo because it lies on the outskirts and the town was right beside a body of water. It was said that the colonizers had a hard time reaching this town due to the maze that was the waterways of the Karkar Marsh. When the Spaniards were able to reach the town, they recorded that the inhabitants were very progressive. And after some time, the town became a municipality in 1599. In 1850, Karkar showed an abundance of economic growth, and it became one of the top sugar-producing towns in Cebu. Due to that success, a lot of infrastructures were built, and at that time, the town already had a rectory, a government house, a prison, and primary schools that catered to both sexes. And as Cebu City was one of the first cities that was converted to Catholicism, the Church of Karkar was already under construction. Fast forward to 2007, and the city of Karkar was finally established. In the midst of this beautiful city, a museum now stands. This museum was once the Philippine Health Service Dispensary that was initiated back in 1929, and it was made as a two-story hospital for women and children. But when a cholera outbreak came about, they made this dispensary into a makeshift hospital. The overall appearance of the building resembled a dollhouse, and some say that it was made to look like that to make the women and the children feel at ease whenever they come in. In 2008, the dispensary was inaugurated into the Karkar City Museum as the first anniversary of the city came. Going back to World War II, the town was seized by the Japanese forces, and reports say that the structure was used as a torture chamber for the Filipinos. The ghost stories reported about this place are a mix of the tragedies during World War II and from the time it was a hospital. Employees of the museum admitted seeing a woman in black walking around in their peripheral vision. They would also see a boy running around the rooms, but when they tried to follow the boy, he simply vanished. These employees would also see wet footprints on the tiles, and they would hear kids playing and shouting all around. One famous paranormal researcher went into the building with a TV crew, and when he looked around, he reported that he detected a man that had this authoritative energy around him. The paranormal researcher thinks that this man was a former boss of some sort. When he and the crew went to the back and reached the swimming pool, he felt the dark and heavy energy that surrounded it. He said he saw dead bodies floating in the pool, and it was reported that the Japanese soldiers drowned a lot of civilians that they thought were guerrilla soldiers by this same pool. The paranormal researcher did a seance in the building, and the spirit of a girl was reported to come up, and she said that she had been there since her death in 1934. During the seance, the camera crew also recorded a girl eerily singing in one of the rooms that was empty. They said that this was the creepiest thing that they have ever experienced in their lives. Nowadays, the city could be considered as one of the most important heritage towns in the Philippines. A lot of preserved Spanish to American period establishments still stand. Within the museum, everything was restored, from the intricate railings to the stained glass window panes. A few galleries could also be seen inside the museum that hold historical and cultural relevance. One could see how life was way back then, with the women's clothing, religious artifacts, utensils, medical tools, war weapons, and old news clippings about General Pantaleon Villegas, who lived and died in the city, could be found within the establishment. The museum is open to tourists for visits every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. if ever you would want to visit and see the museum for yourself. If you enjoyed the history behind the Karkar Museum, please let me know down in the comment section. And if you have recommendations on which places you would want me to cover next, send me an email at mralamatph@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel to your friends and family. Salamat guys, and see you in the next one.